Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be a current divine masculine energy reading. As always, when I connect and do personal readings, I come into an abundance of downloads. I'm actually feeling very connected in the higher realms right now. I usually do after I connect with other soul tribe members. So I've just recently come into an abundance of downloads in regards to kind of where exactly the masculine is at. And I feel this duration of separation is coming to a close as the divine masculine embraces and endures a lot of life changes at this moment. I'm really learning to adapt when it comes to being in the now moment. And I feel this continuity energy when it comes to the masculine maintaining a sense of balance. So a lot of these masculines are facing a lot of restraint when it comes to the karmic energies, when it comes to that controlling need for power. And I feel this enhanced energy, don't mind me, I'm way up there right now, so I don't even feel very grounded, but I was asked to come on and talk about this transformation that I feel the divine masculine is in the throes in. And I kind of feel there's a lot of frustration coming up when it comes to the masculine stepping into that position of power, that position of strength. And I do feel he's in this period of kind of like social withdrawal at the moment when it comes to this very persistent, controlling, karmic feminine energy. And I don't think the masculine is liking being controlled when it comes to this karmic bondage. So I feel a lot of transformational energies that are driving the masculine forward through this new heightened awareness that is coming through. And I feel, you know, a lot of these masculines have been so laser focused on this constant evaluation energy, not really, you know, allowing their instincts to guide them during this transformation process. And there's this deep underlying fear of failure, which is creating the masculine constantly putting on the brakes when it comes to taking action and creating this running away energy. So I feel this adaptable energy when it comes to the masculine maintaining some balance. I feel a lot of material securities are being removed from the masculine's life when it comes to that false tribal unit. And really needing to recognize that it's kind of time to stop resting. It's kind of time to recognize the value of the divine feminine. And a lot of these masculines are encouraged to take that action, to come forward with that gift or that offering when it comes to their own skills and their own spiritual education, kind of moving up that Jacob's ladder, moving up the ascension ladder when it comes to their worldly position, and using their influences in a positive position of authority. So this prolonged period of indecision, I feel, has allowed the masculine to start to find himself, but I feel he's really in this deep state of agonizing over how the heck to return to a state of balance between him and the counterpart. So a lot of energies are working with the masculine to kind of open him up when it comes to taking this risk and the unknown fear of failure as part of this transformation. And that's what holds a lot of these masculines back. But I feel this change is kind of inevitable at this time. And this is part of that equation when we kind of find that optimized energy to step into growth, expansion, and zeroing out all of that karma when it comes to these past life timelines. So I feel the feminine is being encouraged to stay closely attuned to your own instincts as the masculine taps into all of this higher wisdom that's kind of emerging. So the masculine no longer repeats what's not working when it comes to these negative cycles. So I kind of feel a lot of senses have been activated when it comes to this life-sustaining energy that the twins are kind of here to ground and bring forward. So a lot is being brought into the masculine's attention when it comes to respecting the divine feminine in all aspects of this spiritual process, tapping into, you know, his developmental potential and his own instincts, and this attention to detail process this over-analyzing process has really become an uncomfortable and uncontrollable obsession almost. And, you know, the urge to spiritually bypass, I feel, is coming up, inevitably leading the masculine to all kinds of disruptions, upheavals, and challenges. And this lack mentality, or this fear of lack, is creating all kinds of corresponding energies that are feeding the lack. So a lot of these karmic bondage contracts are coming to an end because they lack the continuity in the energy to keep going forward. And this indecision and this persistent re-evaluation is really breaking down the masculine's intelligence in order to endure this transformation. And this over-reliance on all of these outside sources really have illegitimized the divine masculine's morals. So big changes, and the masculine is finally being asked to step out of that suffering energy. And I do feel this unexpected humiliation is coming forward in order for the masculine to, you know, do the right thing. So a lot of Jupiter energy, I feel, coming through when it comes to these cosmic principles that we are here to uphold and maintain when it comes to this global change and this global awakening. And a lot of this Jupiter expansion energy is helping the masculine establish that it's time to take that right action, especially when it comes to the larger social scale of this global awakening. And there's this Saturn energy coming in that is, you know, teaching the masculine a very strict lesson at this time when it comes to harnessing his inner strength and his spiritual endurance when it comes to all of these outside threats, is what I feel. And as long as the masculine maintains high moral values and principles, I don't feel his security will be that threatened. But a lot of these masculines have played into those lower ego desires. And a lot of these masculines will have to have that security ripped away from them in order for them to complete this transformation process. So, you know, this recognition is coming forward as to where the masculine has resisted this transformation when it comes to all of these underlying fears. And it's like this pulsing pressure coming through when it comes to the masculine embracing this transmutation, when it comes to all of these limitations in order to kind of experience these states of transcendence, or like the space between. I'm hearing the space between, that song, The Space Between, Dave Matthews Band. I'm sorry, I couldn't spit that out. So I think the masculine is becoming enlightened to his very egoic self-interests that really have, you know, hampered his expansion, his growth, his finances, and created all of these restrictions and limitations when it comes to not embracing his self-identity. And he's really not feeling very secure right now with all of these limitations, and this ego gratifying self-interest and the ignoring of this divine union, this divine connection is bringing forward all kinds of suffering because the masculine is finally paying the price of ignoring this connection, is what's coming through. And it's the energy of the masculine really needing to accept this ego death as part of this channel gateway of this spiritual mutation. And there's a lot of fluctuating energies coming forward as the masculine is, you know, initiated into stepping into his individuality and self-empowerment. So this pressure really is needed in order for this pure spiritual energy to come through and for the masculine to mutate that physical form from the root center. So the root center, I feel, is fueling all of these restraints, which is pressurizing this buildup energy. And it's like the masculine's about to explode, and it is through that explosive mutation that he can go through this creative process that's kind of pulsating through his cellular body at this time. So, you know, we never ever truly know what's on the other side of this mutation, but there's this huge release taking place when it comes to these transcendental states and these existing limitations. So I kind of feel this pressure from the root center has created this deep restlessness when it comes to the masculine really wanting to move ahead, not sure how to move ahead, not really having the strength and the determination to face all of the challenges and roadblocks that are being presented. And it's this deep, impatient energy when it comes to all of this unpredictable upheaval taking place in the masculine's life. And I feel, this impatient energy has, deepened into almost like this chronic depressive state. And the masculine doesn't even know how to affect these changes all around him. And this is kind of where he's needing to go inward and look inward to accept the mystery of this mutative process and to trust that, yes, deep transformation is occurring from within. And it always occurs from within before we can see that in our outer reality. So a lot of energy coming forward with these cosmic shifts, bringing order to all of this chaos in the masculine's life. And without this feeling of, oh my God, I'm stuck, I'm restrained, I can't move forward, they're not going to be able to take that intuitive initiative to recognize this absolute rigidity in their life has been essential to this new innovative energy coming through. It really is a very severe lesson that I feel the masculine is learning at this time when it comes to all of this fixed energy and all of this restraint. So a lot of the masculines have been in this very dogmatic, pragmatic state, not honoring higher principles, not honoring the voice of reason. They've really compromised their integrity, and the severity of this very cold and brutal takedown is basically a reflection of that ignorance that they kind of played into. So, these cosmic energies are not going to be very compromising. And although this is feeling very unbearable for the divine masculines, this is where they kind of find their capability to step into that leadership role. So after my reading this morning, I was cleaning up the cards and pre-shuffling for my next reading, not aware that I was going to come into all of these messages. And now it fell on the floor. So this card flipped out in the pre-shuffle, and it is the spotted coral root 55, master number, also breaking down to 10, breaking down to 1, leadership, pioneer, visionary energy. So what the card says is, I am supported as I undergo spiritual transformation. And with it being a purple, that's a lot of psychic sight being restored, a lot of third eye energy. So I was asked to read out of the book for this. Actually, this is the 7th chakra. This is the crown chakra. So a lot of downloads are coming in when it comes to this energetic integration taking place. This higher consciousness that I feel the masculine is coming into awareness of during this spiritual shift. I feel a lot of epiphanies, and we need to get grounded in order to support the divine masculine as he undergoes this very intense spiritual transformation. So a lot of high vibration codes are coming in, and this really is a unique opportunity and process for the masculine to go through this metamorphosis and to kind of blossom into his fullest potential. So I feel sudden biochemical or emotional shift has taken place with the masculine, or is about to take place. And this is manifesting physically as all kinds of negative energies in order for the masculine to integrate this incoming information that I feel is coming in very rapidly at this time. And a lot of these shifts happen internally first, and then it is kind of mirrored in our external reality. A lot of spiritual epiphanies. And this is a very traumatic awakening that we go through as twin flames. A lot of outer events and changes in their circumstances are taking place. And all of these energies are being supported for this integration process. It's almost like the brain is rewiring when it comes to this very stressful, traumatic energy coming through. And I kind of feel like the masculine is without a doubt being ripped away from that comfort zone. And he's really needing to trust that this shift is preparing him for these new possibilities. So yeah, it's like that coiled root chakra energy you know, being activated all the way to the crown, up to the 12th chakra, as the masculine, you know, connects to his etheric body, all while staying connected to the earth at the same time. So a lot of energy surges is what I feel coming through, and I'm starting to feel very floating-like again. So let's jump in and see what needs to come through for the masculine. Yeah, there's those substance abuses that have been affecting the divine masculine, and I feel he's kind of ready to, you know, put the bottle down for this past life connection. And a lot of us do mask the pain on the heart through addictions because it is so intense to feel the separation from our counterpart. But yeah, I feel all of these secrets have kind of come to light when it comes to the masculine wanting to travel towards the divine feminine. A lot of these masculines have been in the dark night of the soul, reliving the past, playing into these addictive substance abuses for quite some time. And major karmic lessons are being learned. And I feel either the masculine has rejected the karmic or the karmic has rejected the masculine. But I do feel they're definitely struggling with their finances. And I think that is where they're feeling very inadequate. I don't think they're financially stable. As much as they've tried to be financially stable, they're definitely struggling financially as they're kind of being forced to move, to pack up and move. And you know, I think they're finally reading between the lines. And I think a lot of these karmics, you know, are so tired of the inconsistency. And I feel this brute force with that universal plan, that tower energy coming through when it comes to all of these secrets coming out, and just how attached the masculine is to the feminine. And, you know, wishing he never ever walked away from you, preparing to take that risk, finding that Leo strength and that determination to break free from these addictions and to take that leap of faith forward for this past life connection. Because I feel the masculine is finally in that death energy, feeling the intensity and the pain on his heart that the feminine had to feel when she first endured the separation and went through the awakening process. So a lot of these masculines, a big lesson that they're learning right now is that greedy miser energy. So the universe has created this big energy of lack because the masculine's not where he's supposed to be. So I feel the masculine will be rewarded financially once he learns this lesson of self-worth and comes towards the divine feminine. I feel a lot of us will be coming into those rainbow blessings as soon as the divine masculine finds that strength of spirit to come forward and face that mirror of looking you in your eye face to face, divine feminine. And I feel there are a lot of guides around the masculine at this time, really pushing him and preparing him to go towards the feminine and to make that unexpected choice in love. I think a lot of these masculines have been single for quite some time. They might have still been living with these karmics, but they're either sleeping on the couch or in another bedroom. They're really not emotionally invested in that connection. It's very unconventional. It's a very conventional, casual relationship. And I feel the masculine really has hidden this on his heart, this secret love for you. And I think at the heart, he really has remained loyal, although it doesn't appear that way in the physical. Really trying to find his sense of self-worth. And I do feel the masculines have really been to war. I do feel the masculine is feeling very outcast and ostracized. And it's like that greedy, karmic feminine energy was to reflect back to the masculine that deep mother wound. The karmic really demonstrated that mother wound, and a lot of these karmics clung, and the masculine clung because of the material possessions, and a lot of these masculines allowed materialism and greed to have control over them, over their heart. And I feel a lot of ostracized energies. The karmic really has ostracized and outcast the masculine, because I don't feel many of these karmics understand why the masculine would have even built a life with them the whole time, his heart belonging to the divine feminine. So the energy is very intense, to say the least. and look at March. And this really is the month where a lot of the feminines receive that recognition from their counterpart and that reward for all of their merit for never giving up on this connection is what I'm feeling. So I feel the masculine really is learning to utilize his intuition when it comes to making these beneficial changes. And I feel he's kind of like checked out physically and mentally when it comes to that karmic contract. And he knows that you're waiting for news or to receive a message from him is what I'm feeling. He knows you're waiting. And I kind of feel the masculine's in this nesting energy, preparing to take a risk, but he's in a very karmic situation that requires very careful handling. But there is this doorway opening up at this point in time. And I do feel the masculine knows it's going to take a lot of hard work to achieve success with you. He's definitely dealing with a two-faced karmic enemy, frenemy at this time. Dealings with that karmic feminine woman, and she's two-faced. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. One minute she's nice, the next minute she's losing her shit, and it's created this very toxic trauma bond. And the masculine, I feel, has been very confused because the karmic was very good at mutating and manipulating the masculine, showing whatever mask was convenient for her at the time. But I kind of feel the masculine knows it's kind of time to embrace this money path with the divine feminine and the secure and loving foundation with her is very important to the masculine. So I think there's a lot of sorrow coming up as the masculine is revealed who the true divine feminine is. A lot of family sorrow. And, you know, sorrow over the fact that the feminine remained loyal and the masculine kind of ran as far as he could. So I do feel, you know, that crowning energy and good and great fortune is coming. And there was definitely a shift around St. Patty's Day. And I kind of feel the masculine's been looking for a new home since about December. And I kind of feel as soon as the masculine shifts out of that very toxic contract, financial gain is coming. A windfall for all of the work that the twins have done. So right now I feel the masculine's dealing with some very heavy shadow aspects of self, but he is preparing to, you know, get in that driver's seat and go. He's passionately coming in with an offer, and it's going to start out small because I don't think the masculine does have a lot to offer at this time, and that's created that chronic indecision, that juggling when it comes to, you know, he wants to come forward with something stable. He wants to come forward at least like a night to say, hey, I'm ready to do the work. But he knows he's facing challenges because he deceived you in the past, and that's kept him in this false contract, absolutely miserable. Neither of them are enjoying each other's company anymore. They can't even look at each other. So let's see what else needs to come through for the divine masculine. So he's definitely thinking about ultimate contentment, definitely sitting in the nakedness of what I think, you know, he could have had with you, divine feminine. And I feel there's a lot of truth coming forward that, you know, he knows it's time to leave that very possessive, jealous, controlling, demanding, karmic feminine energy out in the cold. I also think the karmic is trying to make sure that the masculine, you know, is financially ruined because she's vengeful, she's angry, she doesn't know her worth. But there is this huge release when it comes to this very unrequited, dissatisfying situation. And that's what the masculine's only been focused on. Money, money, money. He's not interested in love. It's dark. It's hopeless. And there's this huge release. I think the masculine is finally ready to walk away. Walking away from masking the pain. He knows he kind of has to come back and face the divine feminine. All he can think about are those 2 spilled cups. And I think you know this. You are on point with your intuition, divine feminine. The masculine is coming in deeply wounded, breaking these karmic bondage chains, deeply wounded at that rock bottom. And that's where that shift in perspective is coming in, Pisces energy. You know, a lot of these masculines played into the karmic struggles with the snake energy, and they just want that union. I think they're obsessed with making things right. They're definitely going through an epiphany and awakening, a major shift in consciousness when it comes to their wishes and how they've blocked this union with you due to their treachery from the past. So I think, you know, the blocks have been removed, and I don't think the masculine likes what he's seeing. He kind of knows it's decision time. He knows it's time to take the blinders off and to take action and to come forward with that confession. So, you know, he's at the crossroads. He clearly sees you strong, independent, doing well, not really looking back. And I do feel he wants to rebalance this situation and to bring some healing into this. Get ready to receive a lot of communication, because the masculine is choosing to heal all of this past betrayal once and for all, because he can no longer handle the mind space. I feel just haunted in the mind space. And it's kind of time for these wishes to be granted is also what I'm feeling. So let's get a couple romance angels. Flirt. I think the masculine wants to flirt with you. He's hoping that you will open up your heart and give him a chance to receive the love that he knows he can give you. He's really learning a big lesson here, and forgiveness is going to be needed in order for us to finally heal the past and all of these past life experiences, in order for us to fall in love again in this present timeline. Yeah, I do feel these romantic feelings have finally come to the surface that he's been repressing. And he finally wants to explore them and to make the effort to come towards you. I do feel a lot of the masculines realize, hey, this is the one. I let the one get away. And I think they just want to come forward and restore the passion, maybe take you away. But they are definitely struggling financially in that very toxic codependent situation. Addictions are definitely affecting their life. A lot of these karmics are financially dependent on the masculine, and that's really created some negative factors in their life. But very soon, the masculine will be coming forward for that higher level of commitment, because the twins are already married in the ethers. This is a higher soul love, a higher soul contract that we are here to honor. So I think the masculine is clearly deciding that he's coming towards you now, and I think the both of you are going to have to retreat together. There's going to have to be a lot of honesty, a lot of conversation about these family issues, about the past. And I think the masculine is kind of asking around some friends, like, what do I do? What do I do? And I think a lot of his friends are like, dude, you screwed up with that Empress. And I feel a lot of ascension energies, because the feminine, you know, stepped into being deserving of this connection and decided to love herself first. And I think the masculine is so romantically attracted to your self-respect, your confidence, and the fact that you have transformed your life and you have stayed loyal to this partnership the entire journey. So let's get a couple twin flame messages, and then I will grab a couple messages from the Divine Masculine. It's time to celebrate. A fated meeting is imminent. We are definitely drawing closer, and I can actually feel my masculine in those higher realities. There's definitely big changes in the wind. That's funny that come out, because I was going to say that at the start. It is like so windy out there right now. So big changes for sure when it comes to all of these old soul contracts, phasing out all of these old cycles that are coming to a close. So big changes. We are finally shifting out of difficulty, and you're likely reacting to and feeling your counterpart's energy at this time. So that is why I say stay grounded. Allow the stillness to bring you the awareness and the answers that you're seeking, because a lot of mirroring is taking place at the moment. And I do feel you kind of been haunting the masculine in his dream space. And he's being haunted from the fact that, you know, you're still missing from his heart, and he was not ready for you. So there's a lot of fear when it comes to facing you, because it does remind him deep down of all of these energies when it comes to the past betrayal, which is creating this feeling of the masculine feeling so damaged, like he doesn't know how to come forward. And I do feel he's running out of time when it comes to figuring things out. I do think he is becoming a better person, but those words that you've spoken to him are still lingering in his mind. So it's really the mind that is holding the masculine back, although he is working on getting into a balanced headspace. There's a lot of regret and remorse coming up from the way that he treated you, but I feel like as he sees you inspire others, you are inspiring him to come towards you. Your beauty moves him beyond measure, divine feminine. He knows that nobody compares to you. Nothing could ever compare to you. And if he would have known then what he knows now, he definitely would have made a different choice. And I think no matter what your situation is, he does miss you regardless of what is going on in the external reality. He does. He sees you as an angel, divine feminine. And that's what I've got for a check-in today. I'm getting very lightheaded and very dizzy, so I'm going to have to go meditate and clear the energy. So get grounded, get out there. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.